Now, the timeline of adoption. So this is important to see kind of like how the history has gone, important acquisitions, important valuations and ICOs in this space. Linden Labs launched Second Life in 2003. 3 years later, we had the first millionaire off of virtual land. So Anshe Sheng was a teacher, like a high school teacher, and they made $1 million off of buying and selling virtual land inside of Second Life. They're the first person to do this. They were mentioned in Forbes, first virtual millionaire, real millionaire, right? Like real money. In 2009, Mojang was founded and they released Minecraft. In 2012, Palmer Luckey raises $2.5 million on Kickstarter for Oculus. So he'd been working on it for a few years prior, but that was the first time that he brought it to the public and raised money for it. Then in 2013, Second Life hits 1 million monthly users. So that's like around the peak of Second Life. In 2014, we have other competitors enter into the VR space. Google releases the Cardboard, Samsung releases the Samsung Gear VR, and then Facebook acquires Oculus for $2 billion. At the same time, Microsoft also acquires Minecraft for $2.5 billion. So they wanted to expand to this space as well. In 2016, Wall Street Journal, BBC, Washington Post, they created VR experiences, more like it's like 360-degree video, right? So people could come and see these experiences. Journalism was one of the early use cases for VR, like putting people in the shoes of the journalists, seeing these different areas and seeing the experiences happen there. HTC also releases the HTC Vive, and then Facebook launches the Oculus Rift. So after they purchased Oculus, they began work on the Oculus Rift, and then 2016, that was when that first came out. In 2017, that's when Epic Games launched Fortnite, and Fortnite became huge, right? Everyone remembers that Fortnite summer where like everybody was playing Fortnite and everybody was doing these Fortnite competitions. That same year, Decentraland raised 26 million in their ICO. This is also the crypto bull market, right, of 2017 that was mainly led by these ICOs. That was when Bitcoin kind of pumped back up, Ethereum pumped back up, everyone was launching ICOs. That was the hot thing. Let's fundraise for our project by issuing a token, accepting Ethereum, and then that token would have some kind of utility in our project. In 2018, Facebook launched Oculus Go, so they moved from desktop VR to mobile VR. So the Oculus Go, you can put it on your head and you don't need to be connected to a computer, right? It's just standalone. Meanwhile, culturally, metaverses were catching on. So Ninja hosted a Fortnite live stream with Drake, Travis Scott, Kim.com, 600K concurrent viewers. Before that, the most viewed live stream on Twitch had 300K. So he doubled that record just through doing this live stream and doing it from inside of Fortnite. So they all had their avatars and their avatars were there. That same year, Fortnite also brings $2.4 billion in revenue. In 2019, Oculus releases the next versions of its headset. At this point, they're up to $5 million worth of sales. Epic Games hosts the Fortnite World Cup for $30 million. That was a big milestone in the world of esports. So now esports is being legitimized through the nature of like how these metaverses are growing. And the monthly connected VR headsets on Steam surpassed 1 million. So now we're getting like adoption, at least within the gaming community. In 2020, annual global spending on VR and AR headsets, softwares and services doubled from 2019. So there's a huge acceleration in 2020. Obviously pandemic, right? Everybody's at home. So everybody's trying to find ways to be entertained at home, to still be able to connect socially and to be able to coordinate with other people, entertain themselves with other people, like do these events. Travis Scott hosts a concert in Fortnite with 12.3 million concurrent viewers. So that's another record broken in terms of virtual events. And then intellectual properties like Care Bears and the Smurfs are partnering with the Sandbox to purchase virtual land, build experiences, create these NFTs. In 2021, the land starts going up a lot. People start paying attention to being able to buy virtual land. Someone bought in Axie Infinity, they bought 1.5 million for only 9 parcels. Nintendo enters the VR market as well. They start creating experiences. Gucci starts hosting experiences in Roblox. So now fashion brands are starting to enter into the space. And then Roblox IPOs are $48 a share for $38 billion valuation. In September, there was a survey that was conducted about how many people have attended virtual events. So 87% out of 102,050 respondents reported that they attended their first virtual event since the pandemic started. So the pandemic accelerated attendance to these virtual events. And so now more organizers are interested in the metaverse and hosting events in the metaverse. So that really accelerated everything there. In October, the big kahuna, Facebook rebrands to Meta, and they say we're going all in on the metaverse. And then also Unity acquires Weta Digital for 1.6 billion. And most of the VR experiences are created on Unity. So that was a big deal for them. In November, a lot of stuff happened, right? Nike launches on Roblox, tokens.com purchases one patch of Decentraland. Well, actually, no, sorry, it's not one patch. It's multiple patches of land, but in aggregate, the total purchase was $2.5 million. Grayscale estimates that the digital world may grow into a $1 trillion business. 116 pieces of digital land were sold for $2.4 million to the Metaverse Group. And then in Axie Infinity, a Genesis plot of land was sold for $2.3 million. So this is one plot of land. Whereas the previous person purchased 9 plots of land for 1.5 million, this person purchased one plot for 2.3 million. It's because it was a Genesis plot. So we'll get into what the differences are and what that means. But the value is going up even on a per parcel basis. In Republic Realms in December, spent a record 4.3 million on a parcel of virtual land in the sandbox. And then Nike starts getting into the space more. They acquire more land. They acquire a company that creates sneaker NFTs. You put 2 and 2 together, right? They want to create a virtual store. They said this out front. We want to create a virtual store where people can come, they can buy the NFTs, they can redeem them for real sneakers, or they can have their avatar wear the sneakers inside the metaverse. Paris Hilton hosts a New Year party in Roblox. This is around the same time she started buying the Bored Apes. So she started becoming a very big figure in the NFT space, and then kind of pushing also the metaverse along with it. In 2022, at CES, the Samsung announced that they were partnering with Decentraland to open up their first virtual store inside of Decentraland where people can go and buy Samsung phones. Just like the way in, if you guys have seen Ready Player One, there's a scene where they're walking around like a virtual warehouse and they can, like, oh, I want that shirt. So they just grab it and throw it in the cart. And then a few days later, it shows up at their real house. That's kind of what the vision of what Samsung wants to do. And they outlined that at CES. Another big announcement, so Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard for $70 billion. That's the creators of World of Warcraft. So the speculation there is that they want to take World of Warcraft a similar route to how Epic Games is taking Fortnite, right, and have their own metaverse of themselves. Minecraft announces a partnership with Puma, which is another brand, so having more fashion inside of Minecraft. Minecraft is owned by Microsoft, and Minecraft also started doing experiences with Halo. So it's clear that Microsoft is trying to get all of their intellectual properties to start playing with each other, right? Like Minecraft, Halo, and now the newly acquired Activision Blizzard. February, Samsung launches a crypto wallet that comes on default on any Android with Samsung. Coinbase, FTX, Crypto.com, and BitBuy have Super Bowl ads. In March, Decentraland hosts the Metaverse Fashion Week with Dolce & Gabbana, a bunch of other like fashion brands. And then in April, Bored Ape Yacht Clubs launched their own virtual land. They made $200 million in a few hours from selling this virtual land. So lots of stuff. And now we're here today. So